So the Google Pixel 4 has been released. And yes, my voice is messed up. I just got back from LA. Let's get past that for now. And you're wondering if you should buy it. I got a lot of thoughts on this. I actually got to mess around with one while I was in LA. And I have my thoughts. And I know you've seen my previous thoughts. And spoiler alert, they haven't changed very much. But for those of you who are wondering if this is the phone for you, I'll tell you all about it right after this.
This is, you listening to Travis.
What up, players? Welcome back. And for all you new people, welcome. My name's Travis and I do tech videos every single week and have a blast doing them. If that sounds like fun to you, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Anything I talk about will be in the description below. But for now, let's just get into the video. Man, that was rough. My voice is so jacked up, I can't do my intro or anything. I hope you guys are sticking with me on this one. But the Pixel 4 and Pixel 4 XL, listen, here's the thing. Who are they really for? And this is a really great question because I don't think Google made it very clear. Based on price alone, they're trying to tell you that they can fight with the big boys, that this is a flagship. I disagree. We gotta remember earlier this year, the Pixel 3a and 3a XL were their budget-minded phones and those sold well, which was great because the Pixel 3 and Pixel 3 XL did not sell well. They sold less than the Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL. So Google rebounded. They learned a lesson. Cheaper is better for them. And they tried the flagship thing again. And here we are. But the battleground is way different now. You have to understand there's so many amazing phones at so many different price points that this phone last year may have done better than it will this year. There's just too many options. Looking at strictly the Pixel 4, you really could just put it straight up against the Galaxy S10e, the 749 version. That's right, the one that is, well, the budget S10. And I think it loses most time. Now you might say the Pixel has all the newest software, and that is true, and they will have all the latest and greatest updates before any of the Galaxy phones or Huawei or any of the other phones that are out there. That is all true. A lot of that doesn't matter, because let's look at what Google concentrated on this year, and it's a little confusing. They concentrated on Project Soli, which allows the phone to know when you're walking up to it. That's great. Allows you to not touch it when you want to interact with it. That's a cool party trick. And also, along with the front-facing camera, allows you to unlock your phone with your face. We have literally never seen that before. Oh wait. And what's really unfortunate about this is that means tons of R&D time, tons of programmers' time were put to those features that could have been on other features. This, to me, just shows the misdirection of the Google Pixel 4. Because let's be honest, even with that really cool ability to take a picture of the night sky, how many times are you gonna take a picture of the night sky? You're gonna do it once because you saw it on the reveal and you're really curious about it. Boom, you have a picture of the sky. Are you gonna do that tomorrow? The night after that? The night after that? The night after that? You get my drift now. I mean, you understand, right? And waving your hands all over the place to do things. Now, of course, if you're cooking, sure, I get it. But you gotta remember, most phones have voice-activated controls, so you don't even need to use your hands. So what are we doing? And of course, the face unlock, as I've said this before, phones have had face unlock for a very long time, and people don't care if the technology behind it has changed. If it's a little bit quicker, that might be great, but you're also isolating an entire other group of people who don't want face unlock. The fingerprint people. Now this is an interesting one because I didn't know these people existed, but there's people out there who don't want to use face unlock. They only want to use the fingerprint sensor. They just like it, and they have no choice on the Google Pixel 4. But very obviously, Google is putting this in the flagship level simply because of price, and you can't get around that. $899, $799, but that's for 64 gigs. And I can't continue to go over this, but I'm gonna try to explain this one more time for the people that say they only need 64 gigs. You're missing the point. At these prices, you can get phones with 256 gigs, 128 minimum, and Google is sending out phones with 64 gig, Apple as well. Here's the problem. It doesn't matter if you don't need more than 64 gigs. You're paying for much more than that, but you're not getting it. And the more times that you pay for something and don't get it, that's just gonna continue. That's like going to the grocery store and paying for a gallon of milk, but only getting a half a gallon and being okay with it because you only ever drink half a gallon before it goes bad. Would that be okay with you? How about going to the dealership buying a new car with only 2 doors because you only ever have 2 people in your car, in your 4-door car? You don't need those other two doors. Why would you need those doors? Who needs them? You only ever have two people in the car at one time. But you understand what I'm saying. Just because you're not necessarily going to use it, or you might and you just aren't aware yet, doesn't mean you shouldn't get it. You've paid for it. You've paid the price that the market has established, the manufacturers have established, the consumers have established as the bare minimum for a price for a phone, and you're not getting it. So what you're really looking at is $899 and $999 flagship pricing for 128 gigs. They're charging you an extra $100 for 64 gigs of storage. That should be a crime. It should be a crime. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. What are we doing? So who is this for? Is it for the photographers? Well, the landscape has changed. Pretty much every single phone, and don't forget, the Galaxy S10 has amazing cameras. The entire landscape of smartphones have changed. All the phones are excellent, and their cameras are excellent. The performance is excellent. That little lead that Google had last year with the night mode and the really beautiful portrait pictures is pretty much gone. Everyone can do it. There are $300 phones that do night mode now. Let that sink in. So Google tripled down on a bunch of weird things that people are going to use one time and then never again. We'll see how this ends up for them. I'm going to guess not very well. But does that mean this is a terrible phone? No. I used it. It felt nice. It was okay. But there is one other thing I noticed which really caught me off guard. As you know, I'm a big proponent for 90 Hertz at minimum screen refresh. And the Pixel 4 has it. At least I think it does. Because when I was using it in LA, it didn't seem like it did. I couldn't put my finger on it. But it never seemed at any point to have a 90 Hertz refresh. And here's the thing. I actually just didn't want to say anything about it because I thought it was just me. I was like, this just doesn't feel right. I didn't say anything. I handed it back to the person who had the phone, and without me saying anything, they mentioned that it didn't feel like a 90 Hertz phone. We both have OnePlus 7 Pro phones, so we know what a 90 Hertz experience feels like. And that didn't feel like it. That was the strangest part of the Pixel. Now, you may not hear anyone else mention that, but for me and this other person who reviews a lot of phones, we kind of agreed on that. So who is it for? Well, it's not really for photographers. It's not really for people looking for flagship level specs. An 855 at the end of 2019 is not flagship level anymore. And it's not for someone looking to save money. So who the heck is the Pixel 4 and Pixel 4 XL for? I mean, Pixel fans, I guess? I don't know. I gotta be honest, I don't know. I guess someone who wants quick updates to the operating system, but by and large, your average consumer doesn't even know what that means. So you're gonna sell a couple of units, but I wouldn't expect to sell a bunch. Because last year they had the lead on the #1 thing that consumers want right now, which is a great camera. They had that lead, and it still didn't sell great. The A series sold great. So the Pixel 4a and the Pixel 4a XL, if they do come out, may be the winners once again. And I'll say it again, Google needs to get out of the flagship business, period. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Tell me, are you buying a Pixel 4 or Pixel 4 XL? Do you figure that this is a phone that you will tell your friends and people you know to buy? I mean, I would never say this to somebody, but would you buy the Pixel 4? Let me know in the comments below. We'll talk about it. But I think the answer is no. If this video helped you out in any way, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And if it didn't, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I'm here every single week having a blast. Hope to see you again real soon. Peace and love. Peace and love. I need some tea, honey.